I am doing beautifully. We've been playing Dark Souls with my feet.
Okay, so
It's
we're taking a break from the feet. We're taking a break from the feet just a little bit. Is that okay?
That's okay. Listen, my feet are begging for release of sweet video game arcade stick. Okay, they're begging for the release.
Where are you at in Dark Souls right now?
Well, today last stream we got through like 7 bosses, and then we got up to Sen's Fortress, and then today
Oh
we got through
no.
Sen's Fortress, and now we're at Anne Orlando, and we're literally on the rafters. It is
You got past Sen's Fortress in like less than one stream? Jesus Christ.
Well, I played it so many times on the steering wheel in the Donkey Kong Bungas that at this point I'm used to it.
Okay. What do you think your greatest I'm not gonna do a pun here, but what do you think your greatest feat is with your feet?
Well, the fact that I'm playing Dark Souls.
That's wonderful. That's what I like to hear. Thor, can you tell everyone on my stream what you do on the internet?
So, hi there. I play video games in absurd ways, such as using steering wheels, DK bongos, fight sticks with my feet, and more. From games like Sekiro, Dark Souls, Cuphead, Alien Isolation, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, pretty much anything that's out, you name it. We've even done Celeste on a steering wheel, so that should tell you how absolutely insane I am. But that's what I do, and I've been streaming for the last 3.5, 4 years now, and play a wide variety of games. But we're also have a huge community all about fostering talks about mental health awareness, LGBTQIA plus equality, and also neurodiversity, because I'm ADHD as hell. So yeah, that's what I do.
Wonderful. That's what I like to hear. Hey, I have one more question for you. Have you played Dungeons and Dragons before?
I have played Dungeons and Dragons. I've actually been playing since around 3rd edition.
What does that mean?
So basically, every couple years, Dungeons and Dragons looks at various rules as well as customizability within Dungeons and Dragons and how things are set up, and they might create expansions such as stories that are within that realm, and then they will update and revise things. So that way, things that were clunky in the last gen might be revised, taken out, retooled to not be broken as all hell, and then they'll put that into what they would essentially make a new edition or a half edition, essentially 4 to 4.5 or 4.5, nobody likes, to 5. But yeah, so essentially you're just retooling, putting in new races, putting in new spells, magics, worlds, and more. And you can homebrew anything you want, but it's just a core basis for how the game is played in case of like Dungeons and Dragons editions. Does that make sense?
No, it does not. And none of this makes sense to me as the dungeon master. I refuse to understand whatever you just talked about. Quite frankly, I don't have time to read books. I'm too busy on the internet leaving terrible comments on Twitter. Okay, Thor, are you ready? Are you ready for your adventure, my friend?
I am ready. Throw it at me.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, Thor, your adventure is titled Table Magician. Okay? Your name is Joseph Wallace. You are 35 years old. Is that okay?
You know what? That's okay. I'm turning 30 this month. I can deal with a 5 age adjustment.
Turning 30
I'm good
this
with
month?
that.
God damn it. Okay.
I am.
Okay. I'm gonna read your scenario. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wonderful. You can't believe tonight is finally happening. It's your 5-year anniversary with your significant other, Gertrude. You've had your ups and downs that normal couples have. Fighting over which utensil is best to cut off an arm, arguing over which Power Ranger you'd be able to strangle, and whether or not Chester Cheeto is hung like a horse. You both decide to go back to the place you had your first date, Steven Seagal's Burger Emporium and Dojo. You've been saving up all month, taking extra shifts at the Jelly Bean Counting Factory, so you can go all out on the meal for your lovely partner. You hop into your lime green 1995 Ford Escort with the love of your life, who's looking quite lovely. How do you proceed?
Well, Gertrude, I'm ready to go. I rev that baby in the full drive and we go straight down the highway, completely missing our exit after 5 minutes, I realize. And I'm wondering when the next exit is.
I'm gonna roll for driving the car.
All right, let's go.
You rolled a 1. So you do miss your exit, but you kind of crash the car a little bit on the side of the road. Your significant other Gertrude is okay. You are okay, but the car is completely smashed.
All right. Well,
This is a great start. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Is this in 4-5? Is this how 4-5 works?
This is absolutely how 4-5 works. It's
Perfect.
it's a train wreck, just like East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna die here, Thor. We're gonna die here so quickly. All right, so you're on the highway. You did crash your car into the median. No other cars are damaged. It's just, but you guys get out of the car.
So how much room do we have on the median? Which side of the median did we crash on? Is it my door crushed up against the median, or is it Gertrude's door?
It's Gertrude's door, so you're on the right side of the median. Everyone knows that Ohio highways, when you want to exit, you're on the right side. There is the exit, right over there on the right side, though. But your car is completely trashed. I don't know what insurance you have. I'm gonna roll for insurance real quick. You rolled a 16, so you have Progressive Insurance, which is pretty good, but also not a sponsor of this podcast, and that's okay. So you do have Progressive Insurance for the car. Don't worry about that car. How do we proceed?
All right. So the first thing I do, I call up Progressive. I'd be like, "Hey, I need a tow truck right now. Can we leave the car here and you pick it up later?" Because I realize that if the exit's right there, that how far away is our food stop? How far away is the place that we're looking to get?
It's like right there outside of that exit. It's you could literally throw a rock and you'd be at the Steven Seagal's Burger Emporium and Dojo. So it is in walking distance.
All right. Well, can you come get the car? We'll leave it on the side of the road. We're just gonna hop the freeway real quick and see if we can get to where we're going. We'll take a cab back. So, can you pick up the car?
Yeah. Progressive says we'll think about it over the next 5 days, but you go enjoy your dinner with your partner Gertrude. We'll figure it out from there.
All right. So I'm going to attempt to pull Gertrude out of her side of the car.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for pulling Gertrude out of her side of the car. You roll a 6. You do pull her out, but there is so much debris and glass and various items that she's definitely cut up. But in all honesty, it's your 5-year anniversary, bud. She's excited. So she's like, you know what? We don't have to even get Band-Aids for this. It's fine. Let's go to Steven Seagal's Burger Emporium and Dojo now. I want to get off the highway. I'm Gertrude. This is how I talk.
How big of a freeway is this? How many lanes we talking about to cross, and what time of day is it?
Well, once again, I did say that they are Ohio highways, and we are on the right side, which means we're on the exit lane, so you are technically safe.
Good. Okay. So I'm gonna. Come on, Gertrude, we're going to Steven Seagal's. Let's go. So I grab her arm and I just start going, and her hand is filled with glass, and now my hand is filled with glass.
Isn't that romantic?
We're both happy.
Yeah, that's very romantic. It's so romantic. Okay, so you end up making it to Steven Seagal's Burger Emporium and Dojo. You go to the hostess, who sees that you're all bloody with your hand. Gertrude is way more bloody, but the hostess doesn't care because she makes minimum wage, and she sits you down at your table. As you're at your table, you get a couple of menus. You guys start looking over the menus, and then a magician walks over to your table, and he says, "Hello, I'm Manny the Magician," and he keeps winking at your partner Gertrude over and over again. as to be flirtatious and says, "Oh, I hope you're having a lovely evening." And he does a magic trick and he gives her a rose. And he says, "You know what? You're beautiful. I'll be back later." And he leaves. How do you proceed?
I proceed to get up and I proceed to follow him.
Okay,
Menacingly.
You're gonna proceed to follow Manny the Magician. I'm gonna roll for that. You roll a 16. You do follow Manny the Magician as he goes through some tables, and he does table magic, which is some would consider to be embarrassing because it's table magic, but that's okay. Not all magic's good magic. And you're right behind him, and you're breathing a little heavy because you're a little upset. And he turns around and he goes, "Hey, how can I help you? The bathroom's like down to the left." And he laughs at your face.
Well there, Denny, I was just wondering if you could show me to where the bathroom is.
I'm gonna roll for this accent that you just have.
That's my out of breath. That's my out of breath. A 3.
You you roll a 3, so your accent does not amuse Manny the Magician, and he laughs at you, and he says, "Okay, pal, it seems like you have a little too many." And he grabs your shoulder, and he starts walking you towards the bathroom. When you're close to the bathroom, he says, "All right, man, it's just to the left over here. How do you proceed?"
Did he just call? I grab him by the shoulder and I lead him right into the bathroom with me.
Okay, I like this. You get a 5. You do grab him by the shoulder, but unfortunately you do fall in front of him in the bathroom, and he feels so bad about it that he picks you up and like wipes off your shoulders. And he's like, "Oh man, I hope you're doing okay. Like, that's not, it's okay. Things happen, bud. Don't worry about it." Androsity, thank you for that follow. Thank you for the raid, by the way. So how do you proceed? The Manny Magician just picked you up after your embarrassing tumble with him.
I scream as loud as I can, the most blood-curdling cry.
Are you gonna say anything towards the scream or no?
I just yelling, "Oh, my knee, you little..."
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for insurance fraud. Oh, geez. You roll a 2.
Oh, no.
I promise I don't cook these dice, baby. This is how we go. So you start screaming. You start screaming as loud as you can. You said, he hit me and my knee hurts and I want to sue. The manager comes up and he says, "Hello, my name is Kevin. This is how I talk. What seems to be the problem here? Why are you on the ground?" And he helps you up. Manny the Magician says that this individual, he seems a little intoxicated right now, and maybe he should be removed from the premises. How do you proceed?
I say, "I'm not intoxicated. You can smell my breath. You can check me for alcohol. I haven't had a sip."
I'm going to roll for smelling breath. You roll a 6. They do smell your breath, and honestly, it's not good. You did forget to brush your teeth earlier this morning. It's okay. It's only your 5-year anniversary, not a 10-year anniversary. The manager takes a whiff and goes, "PU, this is not good. It smells like cheap beer." How do you proceed?
I go to tell the manager that this magician was flirting with my wife and even proceed to give her a rose and to try and cause issue when I confronted them about it.
I like this. Okay, we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll for talking to the manager about the table magician. You roll a 13. So he hears your pleas. and he looks at him and he says, Manny, what are you doing right now? We're trying to keep customers here at the Steven Seagal Burger Emporium and Dojo. What do you think's going on? You're my cousin. And he like hits him in the back of the head like a 90s comedy. And Manny says, I don't know, I'm just trying to do magic. So I'm gonna roll for Manny doing another magic trick in front of you. He also rolls a 13. So he pulls out another rose and starts handing it towards you. How do you proceed?
Well, if you really want to perform a magic trick, why don't you magic this dinner bill away that we're about to have, and we can just call it even, all right? This way, I don't have to go to anyone. I don't have to spread any bad press or any Grubhub crap reviews. No, we can just call even, and you can keep your little magic tricks to yourself.
Okay, I like this. I like this attitude. I like this move. We're going to roll for paying for the bill. You roll a 7. The manager says no. You guys are all still in the bathroom for some reason, having this full conversation. How do you proceed?
Well, if you're not going to do any of that, then fine, whatever. But keep this magician away from my table and away from my wife, all right? And I also even go as far as walking out of the bathroom, grabbing the rose, and forcibly handing it back to Manny with their grip closed in on. Does the rose have thorns?
It does. It is a rose, yes.
I'm going to wrap Manny's hands around the rose, in particular the part with the most thorns.
I'm gonna roll for intimidation. You roll a 5. He ends up like, you know how like when you shake someone's hand sometimes like you interlock fingers. Well, he finds a way to interlock around the rose bad parts, and he doesn't get injured at all. And he smiles at you. And as you walk back to your table, he says, "I'll be back." And he winks like 3 times. So you're back at the table at the Steven Seagal Burger Emporium and Dojo. Your partner Gertrude wonders where you've been, but you laugh and just say, "Hey, that's Steven Seagal's Burger Emporium and Dojo, baby." The tail magician comes back and he does another magic trick, and he turns to Gertrude, your partner, and says, "Listen, baby, we need to get out of here. We need to blow this popsicle stand. Your partner doesn't know how to treat you well like I do. He starts pulling out rows after rows after rows, even a pigeon that flies and ends up hitting a window and dies. But it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal." He says, "Let's blow this popsicle stand." Gertrude has his hand in her hand. How do you proceed?
Well, Gertrude, listen, if you really want to go with this one-shot wonder here, first off, where do you think he was hiding that pigeon? Let me tell you, it was nowhere sanitary, and let me tell you, whatever he's going to do with you is going to be the after effects of that pigeon. However, if you do love me and you value the 5 years we've spent together, we can just sit here and enjoy our night and leave Loose Wet Willie over here to their own devices and their 2-bit magic tricks. Because let me tell you, his brother's the cousin this place, or his cousin owns this place. Listen, this guy doesn't have a job. He's going back to our place. He's not going back to yours.
All right, I'm going to roll for final intimidation. You roll a 7. Gertrude looks at you with a tear in her eye, on her right eye, and then immediately follows another tear in her left eye and says, "Joseph Wallace, I know we've been together for 5 years, but this man ignited a spark in me. And quite frankly, I don't know if I want to continue this relationship with you." She gets up with Manny the magician, and Manny throws a couple of pitches at you, and they walk away. They leave, and they go to Rhode Island, and they live out their lives with 3 different children. that all grow up to be some kind of Twitch streamer that is all embarrassing and all encompassingly. Thor, you have survived your no Dungeons, no Dragons experience without a partner. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. You didn't die. And that's all that matters in no Dungeons, no Dragons, sir. Please follow my buddy Thor. Thor, what do you have to say before I let you go, my friend?
Well, screw them. If they're going to go, I'm going to eat this tasty burger.
That's right. You're going to eat the Steven Seagal burger.
Look
at that.
I got the Steven Seagal burgers right here.
What do you got? Listen. What do you got from Wendy's? What do you got from Wendy's?
I got some nuggies.
Okay.
I got some fries. And the one thing I don't have in here is a burger.
God, you know what, Gertrude? You know, I don't want to say bad words about your ex-partner, but man, she's a meanie. I'll tell you that much. She screwed you over. Magicians, I gotta tell you, magicians suck, man. I don't know what to tell you. They're evil. They're evil human beings. It is what it is. Thor, thank you so much for being on my program this evening. Go enjoy the rest of your stream. Please, folks, follow Thor. He's streaming right now. He's playing Dark Souls with his feet. If you're into feet stuff and you're into Dark Souls, that's great things that you're going to see. He's got good feet. He's got good feet. He doesn't have flat feet. He doesn't have arthritis. He doesn't have plantar